Dun, 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 dun. Now, I try and work on that opening every week, and I'll keep trying until I disappear. I'm back, baby. I took a week off. I was gone, but now I'm back. And yes, the pre-show cup of tea's back as well. I'm back. Rasko's back. Rasko and Disco is back. Hello, my first viewer. And there we are. We're going live. Welcome to the Rasko and Disco Beer Show. And tonight I have got lined up. Well, this is what I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to repeat myself. I've got some Pressure Drop. I've got London's finest Black Treacle Stout. I got a Daya Dipper. And I got some Verdant. Some Don't Feel the Ferry Man. Oh, it's Disco. I'll wave to Disco. I'll wave to that. Hello. Superior Beer Reviews. Simon, very nice to meet you. I'm not sure we've met ever. Got things get a bit frisky tonight, but more about that later. Might have to back up beer. Oh, it's him.
Yes, Rasko, you turn around and here I am. I wasn't expecting it to go that quick. They've changed it so that you suddenly go straight on rather than waiting to get in. But yes, here I am. Greetings, welcome back, sir. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. It's good to be back.
Did you enjoy your little break last week?
To some extent, I was working like an absolute dog, and when I came into observed what you were doing, I'm just glad our ratings haven't plummeted and have actually gone up. So well done.
To be fair, James brought a few people last week. There was a lot of people that James knew was looking in. Yeah. I'm really sorry last week. I thought I'd sussed it so that you could come in as well, but there is a thing I saw where you can have 4 people on screen or 3 people on screen, and the bit I read just said just go and do it and it will go on, but obviously it just wouldn't let me let you in. So I'm sorry about that. We live and learn.
That's right.
We live and learn.
Indeed.
We'll work it out.
Hello, Anna. I've just noticed you joined us. I remember meeting you at the Signal Brewery. How you doing? What are you drinking? Are you drinking? Hope life is good. How is life? No, last week, mate, it's probably a better thing that you didn't let me in. I was in and out of consciousness. I was absolutely shattered. And, I completed a 13-hour shift, and I was having some beer while observing the show, and probably best I didn't get involved, because your 3-hour epic with Jim.
Well, to be fair, you was involved. You was popping in and out of comments, so we was bouncing off you. We did see you, and like we did get some interaction, so that was all good. That was all. Yeah, it turned into a bit of an epic, but we've done this before. We're just gonna have a couple of beers. Next thing we know, we're 3 beers deep, and like last week, I really want to try this stout that we've got, because we were talking about his 2 local breweries, and because I had the internet and ordered some beers from them, and they actually turned up on the Friday. I had a bit of a panic on that they was actually going to turn up for the show, and they did. Like Parcel Force done us a proper solid. Even UPS said originally, UPS are weird. They say they're going to deliver, like they always give it 48 hours. So they said they would deliver Monday, and they actually, on Friday morning, I get another I don't even get an email, just look on the tracker, and it's coming out that day. They've done it to me before. It's like the Turning Point sent me some beers in a week, and UPS say they're going to deliver on a Tuesday, and then come Monday, I look on the tracker just in case, and they're delivering on Monday instead. But they don't let you know. You have to find out. It's like, it's good in a way. You get your beers earlier, so I shouldn't complain. But I would just like to know, so that I don't nip down the shops or go for a walk or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It'd just be a bit of communication would be lovely.
Yeah. Nothing's perfect.
I'm thinking of doing one of them, like, I need like a World Cup of beer couriers, but I don't think there's quite enough.
Oh, man. Yes, World Cup. Oh, have you got a laptop handy?
I have, sir, yes.
Good, because I want to talk about the developments of the World Cup brewery thing later on, and my laptop's not handy, and I can't look it up on my phone because I'm talking to you on my phone.
Yeah, that's dash bad planning, sir. Did you not know we was having a show?
I did, and you know what? I thought I planned everything, and then you just said World Cup, and I went, yeah.
Don't worry, I've got it. I can just read the list out. I've got a couple of things before that for you. I don't know whether this is correct or not.
Well, I've got a few things to go over, man. What I've discovered a new, well, I wouldn't say new player in town on the beer tubing circuit. Jack Brooker, long time actually. I snipped into your show only for a minute today. I'm sorry. I haven't been by your show for a long time. I apologise, brother. Hope you're well. I'm going to wait for you.
For 10 minutes, we're talking about session IPAs, which was an interesting point.
Well, actually, you know, Jack, you get to decide. Should I have a pressure drop, a Dare, or a Verdant? Your choice, brother. You tell me right now.
Oh, you brought out the big guns. You brought out the big guns already.
I have.
So which ones have you got, Rasko? I didn't see. I know you was doing them at the start. So what you got? Pressure drop, Verdant, and Dare. Oh,
yeah, pressure drop. I've got London's finest black treacle stout.
Yeah. Tidy.
A dipper from Dare. I think it's called Strouted and Straight, or whatever it's called, or something like that. And from Verdant, I got Don't Fear the Ferryman. It is a stout. Yeah, I got that one from my art and craft bar.
Cool.
And the other two are from my Freshfields, my local Freshfields supermarket.
Sweet. So I'm
yes.
I mean, I think I said on the show a few weeks ago, I've still never had a Dare, and I know that's kind of shocking in beer reviewing, craft beer review circles. I've never had a Dare. I've never had a Verdant. I have had pressure drop, obviously. I've got a pressure drop on the way. But yeah, I don't know. I've sort of left Dare. Although they are, somebody was talking about Dare the other day. Is that a 500ml can? Is that a big can?
It is actually. It's a little bigger than the other ones.
I was surprised
standard can.
About Dare. That kind of makes the prices look a bit sweeter, to be fair.
Yeah. It's a dipper. I can't really tell you much else. It's vegan friendly. That's it, really.
Well, Jack Booker's saying Dare all day.
Yes, this is why I picked it up. So here we go, Jack. This one's for you, brother.
All day, I'm drinking all day, I'm drinking all day, a day, I'm drinking all day.
Here we go. Oh, what a lovely pour.
That is commonly known in certain circles as a knobhead pour.
Go up in the stream, start with the Dare. Yep, it's not much in aroma.
Yeah,
if I'm honest. There's not much there in aroma, but they're in sweetness. It's a little bit sweet. Cheers, Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Good to see you.
You know what? It's not very bitter for a dipper. I was having a Pony Island dipper, another Pony Island, I know, and that was incredibly bitter. And it kind of reminded me of these Cloudwater bitters I had on the Bermondsey Mile, which this isn't. This is a bit, not much bitterness at all. Very enjoyable though. Don't get me wrong. Great one to start on. What's the percentage on it? It's a something. It's 8%. Here we go.
Standard.
Right.
Yep. Superb. Oh, Sarah's popped in. Good to see you, Sarah. Thank you.
Sarah, hello. So yeah. Right. Let's kick off. What we're going to say. Right. Yeah. I was talking about a new player in town. Well, sort of. He's been around for about a year. I stumbled on his YouTube channel yesterday. It's called Turning the Tide, or What's in the Glass. He's got a video series called Turning the Tide, and he's another beer tuber out there doing videos, and he's really talking about what are pubs, what is brewery culture. He's done a lot of interviews with a lot of big people like Ansbach Hobday, Greg Wells, who runs We Are Beer, and they're talking about beering, tasting, brewing, and all general stuff. He's got some really stylized documentaries. They've got some really great, really scored well, really edited well. It's proper East London Shoreditch stuff, if I'm honest. Check it out. Check it out. Just check it out.
Yeah, I noticed. I see on the YouTube that we've added on the subscription on YouTube. So I did have a look at a couple of the videos. I have to go back and have a stronger look.
Yeah. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about that, really. Another thing is, mate, big up, respect to Brad Bloody Evans. That video, that video left me smiling from here to here. That he did Lowbrow, his own series within the craft beer channel. Mate, I was over the moon for him, and over the moon for that. I thought it was brilliant.
It was a different spin, wasn't it? It kind of went in a different sort of tangent to what we normally do. So yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. I'll see where they go with that. Was it just sort of shoehorning a bit of content in? But it was kind of fun. It got a lot of good comments as well. So we'll see where they go with that. What else they can do with that one? But it's good to see Brad as well. You know, I mean, Johnny's doing all the knowledge and the interesting stuff, and Brad's doing the fun stuff. So you know, a bit like me.
Yeah, it's I do the fun and the knowledge, and you turn up.
Mate, I do the jokes. Incidentally, seeing as you've not bothered to ask, I'm on a Dunkelweizen.
Oh yes.
Which is a beer from Preston in Lancashire, although it's German in origin. German origin. It's a Dunkelweizen from Beer Brothers in Preston. I was so impressed with the Beer Brothers from Preston, I actually went out and bought another half a dozen of these because they was on a good deal, a really good price, really good delivery price. So really, really nice, easy drinking, lots of good spicy flavours, lots of good raisins, sultanas, lots of spicy flavours in there. And I've nicked that pretty quick actually because I opened it almost the top of the hour. I love putting it in the big glass as well, in a big German Stein. It's a 500 bottle, so really enjoyed that one.
There is something very satisfying from drinking from a Stein.
Yeah, but it's got to be a 500ml bottle, otherwise it looks a bit sad if you can't put a 330 in there. Well, you have to put like 2 or 3 330s just to make it sure. Like, and also like if you've got a Dunkelweizen or Hefeweizen or something, you can give it the big German head on it like it's meant to be. So I do like this meaty. It's a chunky glass.
Nice. Another thing, you know what? I was stumbling on YouTube only this morning, and I found an interview with Irish craft beer guy. Yeah, I observed that.
Thomas, Window Beer Reviews. Thomas.
Yeah. It's 3 hours long, so I haven't watched it all. There was a little bit of talk about that stuff, and then how, actually, I hate to say the B word, Brexit, but how that's affecting beers coming over to Ireland, and saying that certain places where he gets his beer aren't selling Siren for the time being. They're seeing how things develop, but it's quite an informal and fun interview. I will watch it all eventually, but you know what? I've got a lot to do still.
Yeah.
But big up.
He's been on here a couple of times. He loves his big stouts and stuff, so he's interested in giving us a couple of shouts. So yeah, it's
absolutely
good to a name, isn't it? Really, sometimes like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Name to the face, face to the name, or whatever. And yeah, great to see some familiar faces doing things. I'll say it again, big up Brad. I was in hysterics at some point in that video. He was a bit pissed when he started, but you know, it's all about this little gadget which you can brew beer within 6 days. Amazing.
Yeah, that was quite surprising in that time scale, wasn't it? The best kind of like pulled it apart a little bit, wasn't it? Yeah,
and then you know, I love the music that was playing in the background, the uplift, the kind of cheesy as well. Oh man, I was over the moon for Brad because he was always been a bit shy, but in the podcast he tends to come out a bit more, and he's hilarious. And mate, he can come on this show any day of the week.
Well, that would be interesting if he accepted that offer. That would be fun. We would definitely have a laugh. Bear with me because I'm looking for the thing I specifically saved in order to talk about it. But talking briefly there, as we were, about putting a name to a face, it was also good to see, and we're going to obviously talking about this later, the Time for a Brew podcast that we're talking about with the World Cup breweries. It was nice to see his face, and again, I've gone and forgotten his name, but as I said, what was it last week? I bumped into him on Turning Point's birthday Zoom.
Yeah.
And I saw him again today. He did the announcement for this round of the World Cup of Beers. He did it live on Twitter. So it's nice to put a face to a name. And I think we need to talk to him a bit more about what he's doing with that. We'll go through the runners and riders and what's happened with that. There's one other thing I want to say to you, Rasko, and I don't know whether this is a thing or not. I know you'll be interested in it. But I saw a tweet literally about 10 minutes before coming on air. I've just been Googling it about COVID passports for pubs. Now, me and James talked about this a little bit at length last week.
I heard your chat, actually. I was listening to you. Jim does like to talk. That's why your show went on for 3 hours.
He's good. He's good for a chat, is our Jim, is he not? You know what I mean? I was not going to stop him in full flow, to be fair. But just on that passport point, I saw a tweet just before we went. I've just checked it out. I don't know whether it's proper or not. But according to both the Mirror and the Sun online, is Boris Johnson's going to drop the plan for COVID passports for pubs only. Well, he's still going ahead with things like larger venues like football stadiums, concerts and stuff like that. Right. But apparently, according to the Mirror and the Sun, and I've only seen it on them so far, there was a reference to it on Evening Standard, again only online, so this might come out tomorrow, or it may just be a bit of a flash in the pan, but apparently he's dropping the vaccine passports for pubs plan.
Well, good, because I think he probably listened to your show last week, and he heard what Jim was saying, because Jim was spot on the mark. It's absolutely unenforceable. What are you going to do? You're going to get bouncers?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the point I made, I think it's just something he said, because he's got to say something and it sounds good. He either sees what the reaction is. If everybody doesn't say anything, he goes ahead with it, and if everybody says it's rubbish, he then gets to be the good guy, even though he was the bad guy announcing it. He gets to be the good guy, going, no, I'm not going to do that. And everybody goes, oh, yeah, Boris, what a great, like, even though he was the one coming up with it. So maybe that's what he's done. Maybe we'll see, I guess, in the papers overnight tomorrow. But according to the Mirror and the Sun, that's...
I mean, Jim was right. What's the average age of someone who works in a pub? In their 20s. When they're likely to have the vaccine? Well, there you go. Yeah. So that's pretty much. I'm glad you brought that up. There's maybe something else I need to say, but no, it's gone.
I thought you were interested in that point, so I thought it worth bringing up.
No, thank you. But no, Jim pretty much nailed it on the wall. It's unenforceable and unworkable.
Yeah, absolutely.
For industry which is on its knees.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it was on its knees before COVID.
Yeah, I mean, it's been through so much, the industry, and whether. But have you booked any pubs for April or whatever it is when you're allowed to go back to them? Are you like going to do that or?
I was chatting with the Art and Craft only yesterday, and they said, they said I can pop by any time. Really, they always have a spot for me.
Right.
I hope. He says, but by the time pubs reopen, I will be a sexy freelancer, and I will probably have a bit of time on my hands, so I can maybe even work in the bar.
I was going to say, you're going to be working from home. Yeah, if you're working from home, you can. Well, no, because you can't go in the bar yet. They've got to have outside space.
Well, yeah. So we'll see. I think, I think I've said this before. I will be showing my support limitedly at first, see how things go. And of course, I'm a sexy freelancer, and I don't want to blow all the money cash reserve I have on.
Because not everyone, not every pubs are doing, like, some are doing, you have to have a booking, some aren't, some are doing walk-ups, as long as you're going by the rules and stuff like that. So you have to kind of pick and choose, find out where you're going and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and hello to everyone who's just joined the show. Sad buddy, Lucy, hello. The Green Dragon is not open till May time, which is close to me. And it would be, that's a shame, but I understand they don't have a beer garden. So
it's going to be difficult, yeah. Rasko, keep talking on that subject, because even though I took the mickey out of you for not having a laptop and not being prepared, I've just realised I didn't nip out and get my beers out of the fridge. So keep on it. I'll be 2 seconds. I can still hear you. Don't worry. So
no problem. No problem. What's Lucy saying? Would you look at that? My 2 favourite Saturday face evening. Hey, Lucy. Thank you very much for that compliment. You're one of our favourite pop-ups.
2 favourite what? 2 favourite what?
2 favourite faces. Your face has got a compliment.
Surely your 2 favourites are Harry of Blue Nose and Craig from Kent Beer Reviews.
Boom. No. We're the favourites. End of.
Well, I will take the compliment.
Anyway.
Thank you very much.
You just reminded me of something. Kent Beer Review, again, he gives us a plug every week on his show.
Yeah.
He has a show on YouTube Friday nights. We've appeared on it once. Check him out. He has been rated as one of the best beer reviewers, and he is really good. Top-notch beer knowledge from that man. Great man. I look forward to one day meeting him in the flesh. Not
exactly.
physically.
Yeah. No. He had a brilliant one yesterday where he was saying he was going on. He was saying, because I said hello, and he was like, I might like impinge a little bit on your show later, like, 'cause I might go on past 10 o'clock. And I'm like, no, dude, we go out on Saturdays, and this is the Friday. It was like, he'd obviously, because everybody yesterday, and I did it, it felt like a Saturday yesterday. So, we'll see. Fair enough. Thank you very much.
No, he did. He thought it was Saturday. So I might be overlapping. And no, you're not, mate. Don't worry. But he enjoyed what you were doing. He said it was very informing.
Super.
What you were doing.
About last week. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move on now. I'm gonna stay with the darks because I had a couple of pales earlier. So I'm gonna do this one. It has to be done, I think, because I talked about it earlier.
That dark. It only reads backwards to me, mate.
Dark Matter Custard from Turning Point.
Nice.
Now, obviously, I've got quite a lot of these in because they sent me some free beer this week.
Lucy just said Craig is live right now. Hang on, what?
Craig is live right now? What?
Craig is live right now.
Oh, maybe that's what he meant. That's not what he meant, is it? He was live last night, surely.
Well, Lucy, this is a test of loyalty here. Who are you staying with tonight, huh?
Yeah, he's done
a fair play to him.
He's doing a random pop-up chat. What's going on? Should we get him on the show?
There you go.
Should we get him on the show?
Get him on the show. Well, yeah, get him on the show. We can't add him, though. Can we add him?
Yeah, it's a good bit. There we go. You got to top up there. How's your old man as well and stuff? Is he there okay?
Oh, yeah, well, everybody's doing okay, man. We just,
Wait, I'm just gonna...
I don't know anymore, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dude, I hate
what you're writing.
Other sounds.
I've just said, hey, Craig, you're live on Rasko and Disco's Instagram. Please do not swear.
That's how you do it, baby. I
I don't know, can you hear what he's saying?
Lucy,
I can't go out.
I can hear what you're saying. Some Texan is speaking.
We can't go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just wind him up. It'd be funny.
To the theater. We can't go to
We
Anyway.
don't encourage winding up your fellow beer tuber, but why not? Unfortunately, you've got me for the evening, says Lucy. No, Lucy, it's never unfortunate. It's always a pleasure.
music, but
It's not unfortunately at all. So you're on here. I'm on here checking out Craig now.
No.
I'm just going to wait if he sees that. I've just put that comment on. Right, anyway, so I'm on the Dark Matter Custard from Turning Point. Yeah, so I bought these beers anyway because I saw them. Got the free custard beers. I was chatting to you about this the other week. So they had the yellow matter custard pale ale. They had a pink matter custard, a raspberry, effectively raspberry jam and custard pale ale. And this one, a chocolate custard stout. And then I went on their birthday stream on last Thursday.
Yeah.
I happen to be wearing this T-shirt, this Guinness T-shirt here, right? And it was a Guinness T-shirt from 2008 in New Zealand. And they were given a load of beer, like they'd like had 6 different like questions for people to win stuff. And it came to the question, find the brewery T-shirt that's furthest away from Turning Point Brewery. So I put me Czech beer T-shirt on, and then somebody come back with Sierra Nevada, and I've seen they're looking at the screen, and it's obviously it's up there because I'd worn it the previous week for Paddy's Day, and I went, hang on a minute, put it on, I went, does Guinness count? And he went, yeah. I went, New Zealand? I went, yeah. And he went, oh yeah. I feel a bit bad, like I've cheated and wearing a Guinness T-shirt. Right? But yeah,
Anyway,
so that pink T-shirt there. So happy days. Thank you very much. Love Turning Point. Anyway,
fair enough.
and also
Good turn.
let's go. Yesterday on another one we got to talk about. Siren's birthday beers. Yesterday,
Oh yeah.
they did a lip sync battle with a load of different breweries, and Turning Point come up with the Darkness. So if you check out Turning Point's lip sync battle with the Darkness on YouTube.
Okay. I'll tell you what, yesterday was Siren's big birthday bash, and he did a big event with the Craft Beer Channel. Now, me being a plonker, and I've got to say, I don't think this was advertised properly. I automatically assumed it would be on tonight, and it wasn't. It was on in the afternoon, and you had to pay to get into it, apparently.
Yeah.
Fair enough, if you want to do it. It looked like a grand event. Big online festival thing. And, you know, I don't know how it went because I wasn't part of it. But I just got to say, Siren only been around 8 years. And my God, have they accomplished a lot in 8 years. Winner at GBBF, what, only 2.5 years ago?
2018, wasn't it?
Mm.
It was when we started because we could never get it. It was Broken Dream, and we could never get hold of Broken Dream when I went there. It was always sold out.
Yeah, and you know what? And that they would only been their 5th or 6th year of existence by that point. And you know they're all over the place. They're kicking ass. They really are. One massive, major player in the game of breweries. Fair play to them. Happy birthday to you, Siren.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I saw the thing. I saw it a few weeks ago, and they did a thing on Twitter because obviously we followed them in there, and I see all their stuff. And they did a thing, and I entered the competition to win a chance to get your name on the can. And I entered it, slightly forgot about it, and I saw an email that said, "Congratulations, you've got your name on a can." And I'm like, I don't remember what I put on there. And then that was like 2 weeks ago, and I when I saw the box, I forgot about the name thing because obviously they weren't out at the moment. I didn't know what it was. They didn't release what it was until like quite recently. It was an 8% dipper, and I looked at the box. I mean, 8% dipper, not really my thing. And also the box. I mean, the box was good, but it was 50 quid. I mean, there was a big Maiden series beer in there as well. It's just worth 10 quid, and I'm not going to do it. And it wasn't yesterday that I saw, or the day before, that I saw about the name thing on the cans that was in the box. I'm like, oh, but you couldn't buy the can singly on the website until today.
No. Oh.
Right. So, I mean, I could have waited if I'd known. If I'd known, I would have waited, but I didn't realise. But I was doing an order on. It was Thursday night, where Claire, bless her, had sent me a message saying about a new disco beer and a beer with disco in the name, right? That she'd seen. I'm like, well, cool. Thanks for letting us know. Anybody lets us know about any new beers with disco in the name coming out, I'm probably going to try and buy it. Right, I've got another one. So I looked on it, and it was like it's like a £10 bottle of like really heavy stout. So I'm like, oh, sod it, I'll get it. So I looked on Clapton Craft, and it was on there, and they had single cans of the Siren Grateful 8, the birthday dipper. So I thought, oh, do you know what, £5.50, I'll bang one on just to see if our name's on there. Unfortunately, here we go. All right.
I'm sorry
This is great. You've just seen it.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah, these guys on Instagram, so Rasko and Disco Beer Review, if you check them up on Instagram, they do a live show about now. So they're going to be live. And
Nice.
I've got a lot coming up. I'm going to London fairly soon, but nothing's going to be open, so it's kind of like until the 12th of April. So
It's really nice
Big up, respect, Craig. Big up.
to meet everybody in the chat, man. That's my homeboy right there. I love these people.
there's an amazing beer community, not just here.
Yes,
Well, we'll come back to that
He
later.
is, Lucy.
Some American dude, he looks kind of fun, so we'll come back to that later. But yeah, he's seen the comments, so
Fair play to the man. Fair play. I'm going to try and get him on my telly, actually, now on YouTube.
where was we?
Right,
Yeah, sorry.
but,
So
you know-
Simon, I've got a, and they put the names on the side. So they said there was like every name had about like 8 or 10 cans. So this can is dedicated to John Smith or whatever. So I don't know if it's because they said you've got to put your real name on, and I think I put Rasko and Disco, but because I would have had to sign in David Ridgway, they might have just put my name on it. They might.
Who's that?
I say Disco, I don't know. So hopefully, and I've got to look, and the label peels off, and all the names are underneath. So
Yes, mate. I wish you had told me. I wish you had told me you'd put in for that. I would have brought the bloody box in.
I probably should have said, and you should have gone on like off your other email and entered as well, just to get the same name on. But you know, I enter all these competitions. I enter so many competitions on Instagram and Twitter and everything. It's hard to keep up with all of them, to be fair. I mean, Craig's one for that. He'll just tag us into random competitions. Like there's all these ones on Instagram, and I tag you in. I tag like Rasko on Graham in just to like get an extra entry. And there's some people that you enter like 20 or 30 times because you just tag everybody you can think of. So
yeah, I've got Craig on my telly in the background.
Have you?
There he is. Big up. Big up respect to the man.
Is that what's called crossing the streams, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. It just occurred to me that your names aren't Rasko and Disco. Ha 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 ha.
Well, yes, they are.
No, my name is. But yes, they are. Yes, they are, Lucy.
They are. They are and they aren't. It's nicknames, isn't it? Basically, it's 20-year-old nicknames.
No, it's my actual name. There you go.
Well, sort of, yeah.
Mate, I remember when we met Brad Evans, and he goes, "What's your real names?" And we were Rasko and Disco, and that's what we are. In the beer world, we are Rasko and Disco. You might be able to figure out our real names.
People have been calling me Disco for 20 odd years, and when you put the channel up when we started out on Twitter and YouTube, you just went, well, it's got to be Rasko and Disco, isn't it? And you've called me a lot of different names over those years, and I've called you a lot of different names. So
we are men of many names. Men of many names.
I think we both are, but the ones that kind of stuck and everybody else, most people know us by.
Rasko and Disco. Right, Lucy, as you're watching, and I think you're still watching, what's it going to be? Pressure drop or Verdant? Pressure drop or Verdant? You decide. Let me know. Should we crack on with the with the brewery thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that because because when we did it the other day, there was like 30 odd groups of 4, and we went through all of them. And that's how our show then elongated to about 3 hours. So it's down to the final 32 now. So do you want me just to read out what I do rather than reading them all out? Well, I'll read them all out. But what he's done, the next round, he's got 4 groups of 4. Yeah, she says pressure drop. So you want the pressure drop?
I'm going for.
Is that the 10% one? Stout.
No, it's the 8.2%.
Oh, it's the syrup one, isn't it? Yeah, black treacle one. It does look good. That's like all the gold lettering on the can and stuff.
Just got to wash out the.
Oh, here we go. We're returning. Rasko, Lucy's on Brew by Numbers or Left-Handed Giant.
No. Well, I know you're a Brew by Numbers fan, Lucy. So go with Left-Handed Giant just to be different.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure I've heard of them.
I would have said, because we know Brew by Numbers, I would have said, now Left-Handed Giant, I'm going to talk about in a minute in here because, did they get through? No, they were in a group. I didn't even know Left-Handed Giant were a UK brewery. I thought they were from overseas. I thought they were like America or something that had been imported, but apparently.
Oh, really?
Shows how much I know. You said, knowing about breweries, but it's one I'm aware of. I didn't realise it was a UK brewery. But yeah, so what we've got left with, Rasko, we've got 4 groups of 4 into the next round. Right.
Before you, well, actually, no, go ahead. There was a certain group I WhatsApped you about, and the results of that group left me going, "What the fuck?" And it was the group with Anarchy in it with Titanic, and I wish I had the percentages with me at the moment because, quite frankly, I was a bit shocked. I didn't think Whalen would win. I thought Anarchy might have. I think I said that on the live review or whatever. But I didn't think Whalen was going to storm away the way they did. Dear, I'm antibiotic.
I'm dexterous and only 5'6".
Only
5'6" is a good height. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I always say backhandedly ambidextrous. I'm rubbish with both hands, but that doesn't always apply.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think Wylam, are probably more well known than Anarchy because Anarchy don't really get out of the northeast quite as much as Wylam do. We've got like 2, maybe 3 very well known beers. Hickey the Rake is a beer we've not had, but is like a lemon IPA, which is quite well known. And they've got another one really that gets out and about quite a lot. That looks really chocolatey, mate.
Mate, it's very cocoa coffee. Very
same here.
Roasted, very roasted. Yeah, it's not exactly giant, it is I'll throw on some heels. If it makes you happy, do it. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, oh my God.
Looking good.
My God. Oh my. Oh, hang on. It smells better than it tastes.
Okay.
But it's very good.
I think
Actually,
did Jacob Beer not review that one during the week? I think
he did, yes, and it attracted me to it. It's a beautiful colour, lovely tanned head. I mean, it's pitch black. There's tints of ironish cladding in it. Oh. It's very good to look at. It's very good to smell. In terms of taste, it's more taste is coming through now. Oh, a lot more roast is coming through. This is a good sign because this means as you dive deeper, it's gonna. Oh, this is a good one. I can tell. This is gonna be spectacular. let's continue with the beer review. I'm trying to keep us on time.
On time, yeah. We always struggle with that. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
It'll be fine. Right. So, do you want me to go through the runners and riders in the World Cup? Yeah.
Yes.
Rather than going through the groups and who won the groups, I'll just name the next lot of groups because all these obviously won the group. So, in the next round of 32, venturing to the happy travels, come back with something good. Oh, we know we come back with Left Hand Giant. We'll see which one it is. We'll be looking forward to that.
Are you wearing your heels to the fridge, Lucy? That's
right. So, so 8 groups. Right, Group A. These all won their groups. Okay. So, shall I read them out and you go? You comment and see which one you would vote for.
Yes. Just a reminder. 2 people can now qualify from this. 2 breweries.
That's
can now
correct.
Qualify
Yeah, so 2 into the next round, around the 16 on the 12th and 14th of April. So it's top 2 for this.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they do that on the voting on Twitter. I suppose you can vote for both. You can vote for 2. I suppose I don't know. But anyway, and they're all groups of death. I've seen a lot of tweets going, "Oh, this is the group of death. This is really difficult," and some of these are quite difficult for us, I think. Right. So Group A. And he drew this afternoon live on Twitter. But Group A contains Boxcar, Northern Monk, Verdant, and Pilot. Now that's a group of death. And oddly, I would say Boxcar is probably the underdog of that one. And I've not had any Boxcar, but I've seen a lot of good stuff about Boxcar. They're dark mild. I want to try.
Mate, that's like putting Germany, Brazil, Argentina, and the Netherlands in the same group. Fuck.
So, I mean, personally, again, because that's why I want to chat to. I think it's Craig or Adam. The Time for a Break podcast go. It's either Craig or Adam, I think. Anyway, I want to chat to him about just how he sees voting for this, because it's down to person. There's a lot of breweries that have come through. We've got a lot of fans who voted for them just because they love that brewery. So I'd love to know his thoughts on how people vote, why people vote, and how people should vote, because I think we'd vote on just who we know, really.
You go, then you know what, I'd like to actually speak with him. I'm going to invite him to the show, sod it. Because I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. I think there is, some breweries do have a social media department. They know how interactive beer culture is on social media. I'm watching Craig now. He's speaking to a guy in America about beer, and we're doing our own show at the same time. So there's a very interactive thing. It's got massive. It's got silly massive since COVID. Yeah. Because how else can we interact with each other? So breweries are spending a bit of time with this, which kind of surprised me. A few of the results, which we'll talk about soon. So I agree with you. I think Boxcar are the underdog in that group. Oh, ding, 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 I agree. But if they're aware of this, they might, do some plugging or whatever. I don't know. So, that is a group of death. And I would say some of them, I would have said all 4 of those had potential to actually win this competition.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
And Pilot are reigning champions.
Pilot reigning champions. So I would probably myself, I'd probably put Pilot to win it, because I've had a box of beers out of Pilot. I've struggled to get another one. They've got some good beers and some more beers I want to try. So I would definitely. I think Pilot are obviously the favourite out of that group. I think probably, I don't know about you, I think it's down to Northern Monk or Verdant. Just who has more hardcore fans out of Northern Monk and Verdant?
I'm going to go with Verdant and Pilot.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't disagree with that, apart from the fact I would probably go Northern Monk, because I think Northern Monk have greater accessibility, and I know we don't like it, but because they've got so many beers in supermarkets now and so many good beers that people know about a lot more, I think they're more well known than Verdant, apart from the fact that Verdant are very well known in craft beer circles, because they have beers like Putty that come out on fairly limited release and you have to struggle to get them. So,
Okay.
oh wow. Lucy's got an Imperial Stout with pistachio and honeycomb, 12.5%. This may tip me over the edge. What edge? There's no edge. If
There is.
If you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. Just enjoy it.
It's from Left-Handed Giant, a
Cheers.
King of the Woodlands Imperial Stout. Enjoy. Take it slowly. Yes. And, yeah. Oh, let us know how it is. We're just talking about...
You don't see pistachio in beers, in stouts, too much. But that does...
No, you don't.
Does sound amazing. I think I've seen that one. There's Amundsen do a pistachio stout as well. So, yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, so you're going Verdant and Pilot out of that group, and I'm going Northern Monk and Pilot.
I hear what you're saying. You might be right. You've got a good argument. I'm not agreeing with you, though.
Agree to disagree on that one. All right. Okay, moving swiftly on then. You'll like this one. Group B, right, contains Marble, great brewery from Manchester, Left-Handed Giant, I said they got through.
Hey.
Okay. Colonel.
That means Anspach and Hobsday was defeated.
That was a tough group. That was a group of death with Colonel, Anspach, Brass Castle, and there was another strong contender in that group as well. So Marble, Left-Handed Giant, Colonel, and Buxton.
That's not an easy group, if I'm honest.
It's easy for me, again, by... I don't know, they're probably by the amount I've had from... Well, I haven't had that much from any of those breweries, to be fair, but are the ones I'm more aware of. But how would you go with that one? Because they're all big breweries.
Well, hang on. James Yeo, from a comment from Lucy, James Yeo is an artist from Left-Handed Giant. I recommend you follow him on IG, Instagram. His artwork is great. Well, thank you. Right? You're quite an artist yourself.
Indeed, yeah.
Hey, Lucy, you fancy doing us some artwork? We need some logos.
Let's go. You have to pay for that kind of quality. You can't just like...
Lucy, we'll negotiate, okay? So, let me do the negotiation. You just
can't
sit there and look.
You're Rasko.
We'll see. Anyway, so what was again? It was Colonel, Buxton, and
Marble, and Left-Handed
Marble.
Giant.
Okay, I think Marble are going to win it, but by all rights, Colonel should. In fact, Colonel should win the whole damn competition, if I'm honest.
I think Colonel have probably the better following than Marble. Marble do get out of Manchester, and they've got a couple of like core flagship well-known beers. See, Buxton are massive. Haven't done quite so much. They've been in a couple of supermarket beers. Haven't done quite so much in the last couple of years, but they're still churning out big IPAs and stuff like that. Then
again, yeah, Buxton, I have seen their face all over the place for the past 2 years. I can't call that.
Breaking news, Rasko. Lucy says, I'm actually in the process of working on a small surprise for you both. Well, Lucy, and thank you very much. We love surprises, so how it must be a good surprise, superb. Thank you.
Just to bring you back to this, the texture of this can feels different. It's very different from some pressure drop cans. They're usually like a landscape image, and it just feels different. So, fair enough. Nice bit of art going on. Yeah, and I just say that. Sorry?
Marble and Kernel.
No, I can't call it. Honestly, I couldn't, because I think Buxton have got a chance. Marble have got a chance. Yeah. Colonel should win the whole damn competition, but they won't.
No, I think you're right. Well, if you're calling that, I would. That's what I would probably vote for. Marble and Colonel, just on my personal awareness of the beers. Like I just said, I need to know more about Left-Handed Giant. I've got to check them out. So.
Lucy, you got any knowledge on Left-Handed Giant? Please share now.
Yeah, we have to check them out. Like I said, I didn't even know they were a UK brewery. I've always thought of Left-Handed Giant as an American brewery that gets over here. So definitely have to check them out. Next group is very interesting. Group C is an interesting one. There's a lot of not underdogs, but sort of like slightly left field kind of options. So Group C, right, is we were talking about this earlier. Wylam. Abbeydale. Now, Abbeydale, I know is a Yorkshire brewery, so I've had a couple of their brewers. I've had a couple of their beers. They've got some really well-known beers as well. I can actually pick up Abbeydale in Beer Asylum because they've got an account. They get quite a lot of Abbeydale beers in. So Wylam, Abbeydale, Beer Nouveau, who are totally the underdogs, and in fact, Beer Nouveau are so the underdogs. They've actually went on Twitter and said, "Look, guys, this is great, but don't vote for us. Vote for Abbeydale because." We love them. They've helped us out, and we're not going to win it. So we want Abbeydale. We're going to.
Wow.
They said that. I say they. I think it's like a guy in Manchester. I said this the other day. So it's this guy in Manchester who he's got a tap room. He's got like a railway arch, I think, or maybe just it's an industrial unit, and he brews a lot of old school beers, a lot of like ancient recipes and like old recipes, rather than like he doesn't have like a dipper, he doesn't have like an IPA. He brews a lot of like really small scale old recipes that he researches and brings back. Like they're doing a smoked brown at the moment, and he's really knowledgeable guy. We follow him on Twitter, and he's quite active presence on Twitter. He really knows his stuff. And I think he's quite well regarded, certainly in the Manchester beer scene. And if we ever get back to Manchester, it's one of the first places I want to go to, Beer Nouveau.
Well, the problem is, I was thinking the exact same thing this week. But the problem is, I want to go to Marble and I want to go to Pommy Island. But there's a few others places.
Yeah.
The thing is, though,
do a week in Manchester like we can in so many other cities. So, but that depends on location. That is one of the places to look out for.
We could actually do a video and we compile it. You go one way in Manchester, I go the other. We get off on the train.
That was what you said when we started out. It's like there's two of us doing this so that we can cover more beers because there's so many beers out there. And that was 2.5 years ago. There's even more now. But I completed the group. This is not slightly outside. I'm pleased to see them get through. It's Mad Squirrel. Because it's a fairly local brewery to us. I've been to one of their bars, and I said this before. I did an order for them just last month. Lots of really good stouts, a lot of good, like all around the theme. They're like Della Creme, a lot of good stouts. So I don't know in that one. That's kind of. I think Beer Nouveau are so the underdogs and have said they're the underdogs that they're kind of out of it. Because they're quite niche as well. What they do, like I say, they do these old beers and like not ancient recipes, but like old recipes that you don't see too much.
I love that.
So I think probably definitely Abbeydale. I'm going to vote Mad Squirrel just because of local, love for the local stuff. I haven't yet had a Wylam beer, and I've been in bottle shops online where I've made orders and I've had Wylam beers in the basket, and I haven't quite, like I say, Hickey the Rake it looks a really nice lemon IPA. They've got another one as well, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It's a well-known beer, so I want to do Wylam. Might wait until I go up to Newcastle's another one where there's half a dozen breweries in the northeast that I've had beers from and want to visit. So what would you go for from that? Like Wylam, Abbeydale, Bearded Squirrel.
I've got to admit, I don't really know a lot about any of them. Hang on.
That's just a thing.
Excuse me. So, but the one you mentioned, which does like older beers, older recipes, I'm kind of attracted to that.
Yeah.
I think I have had Wylam, but I have to go through our archive of photos and tweets and Instagram.
Yeah.
Hang on. Excuse me. Sorry.
To be fair, I don't know what it is. Like when we do these things, I start getting a bit like bunged up. It's like whether it's suddenly the time of day, it's getting a bit cold or what. I don't know. It's not very sexy, is it, being here on camera? But anyway, carry on.
No. So I'm going out of just my own personal interest of history. I would go with the one that does the older recipes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a worthy vote. Yeah, I disagree. So.
I suspect Wylam, thank you, Lucy, will win it, hands down. Looking at the percentage mark, they trashed the group they were in. And, I think they will win it, hands down. Maybe they'll win the competition.
I think Wylam and Abbeydale are favourites out of that group. What Mad Squirrel is, they do a lot of good beers and should probably have half a... Mad Squirrel are not going to win it because they're not well known enough outside of Hertfordshire, London, whereas Wylam are probably more well known outside of the northeast. And I
saw some Mad...
I can get Abbeydale down here, so... Yeah.
I saw some Mad Squirrel cans in my fresh fields. I was a bit surprised, but I just realised these are the times we're in.
Yes, I saw them. Yeah, we liked their thing on Instagram. They said about that, but it's worth... Well, we've had Mad Squirrel in the Green Dragon. We've had pints of like De La Creme.
Many times.
De La Mille, the Millionaire Stout version. So, yeah, so you do know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, Group D, moving on, Group D, this is kind of, I don't know, it contains Lost and Grounded.
Uh-huh.
So Bristol, really well thought of at the moment, getting lots of plaudits for their lagers. Green Duck, which is a Midlands brewery that I've heard of but don't know that well. Track, I've never had any Track because they do seem to do quite a lot of big tippers and IPAs and big stout, I think. So I've never tried to, if you excuse the pun, try to track down Track beers. I'm sure you can get them direct. And the other one is North Brewing out of Leeds, who are, I would argue, massive at the moment because they've got quite a few beers in supermarkets. I love North beers, but I don't really like their cans and can designs so much. There's one there that's out of Tesco's, the green, whatever it's called. But what would you say on that one? Lost and Grounded, Green Duck, Track, and North.
It's guesswork for me, sadly, because I'm not too familiar. I'm going to go with Green Duck because I just like the sound of the name.
Okay, I'm going to go with Track and North out of that group. No disrespect. Green Duck, I think, are the underdogs in that group. No disrespect to Lost and Grounded. I think Track and North are probably slightly more well-known, and they're more well-known to me, so I would... Although I have had a Lost and Grounded beer at the very start of lockdown, I'd probably go Track and North out of that group.
Yeah. That's very wise. I'll give you credit for that one.
Group E is quite interesting as well. It's a little bit of group of death in a way. It contains Brew York, Siren, Fierce, and Red Willow.
Right. Well, it's Brew York and Siren. They're winning that hands down.
I don't know. I
I,
don't know. Yeah, I think so. Again, in terms of popularity, I think so. It's the popular vote, probably. Fierce.
okay.
Fierce are quite well known because they're out of Aberdeen and they bring some big beers. I had Fierce in a bar in Southend
Yeah.
years ago, and it was like a 13% coffee stout, and it was an immense, absolutely immense beer. I was on Fierce's website last year, and I put a load of beers in the basket, and it came to 60 odd quid, and I couldn't buy it because it was 60 odd quid. But they've got some immense beers, and they are, I would say they're probably, in beer terms, they're fairly equal to Brew York. I think Siren arguably the biggest out of that group, but also Brew York are doing good things. I think probably Brew York will shade it from Fierce. Red Willow is a brewery. They're out of like Macclesfield, I think, and they've got a series of beers. And they all end in less, and it's like relentless, sleepless, like something like that. So I want to get the beers in because they look pretty good. But I think they are the underdogs in that group. I think it's going to be Brew York and Siren probably. We might
This is my argument for why Siren will take that group. Siren were the runners-up in the competition last year.
Absolutely, yeah.
They are everywhere. Everyone is talking about them, and it is recently their 8th birthday. So there's a lot of social media press about them at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of talk about them. I think that will give them the surge to win this group. Brew York will finish second.
No, I think that's right. I think Siren definitely will probably win that group. I think it's just down to Brew York and Fierce. Probably Brew York might just shade it, I think. Second place. We might agree again. This is like me and Kev. Me and Kev don't always agree on things, and you and me don't always agree on stuff. Shiny Brewery popping in. Thanks to good to see you, Shiny Brewery.
We're just talking about.
I normally have disco balls. I normally have disco balls from Shiny Brewery on the thing, but it's fallen off. One of my disco beers from last year, Rasko, was Shiny Brewery's Disco Balls.
Very good. I'm going in with my Verdun beer now.
Which one's
Pressure Drop.
What have you got from Verdun? Because I know.
It is.
The Ferryman.
Yeah, Don't Fear the Ferryman. It's the Pressure Drop was very good. It wasn't as thick as most drinks of that nature are, dark and thick, which kind of improves the point, Mad Yank was saying. But Mad Yank proves Mad Yank have cornered the market of making a nice, rich, stout, dark drink, but it doesn't have to be thick.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, Pressure Drop have again done a great attempt, but Mad Yank have owned it. And that was a very great drink. It's not going to be beer of the year, though. So, onwards.
Onwards, Group F. Group F is the next group, which is, again, some big players, right? So, Group F is formed of Daya, Elusive, Thornbridge, and Saltaire.
Okay, well, I'm going to call it straight out here now. But before I do that, let me just talk about the colour of the head on this drink. Oh my God.
It does look good, yeah, it's looking solid.
Oh my God, that is some rusty colour there. Oh, the aroma. I think I've got a bit of a blocked nose, so maybe I cannot judge the aroma tonight. Right, there is something there, but I can't place it. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go straight in. This is odd.
Really? What taste?
Yeah, man, I can't place this one.
I like.
Wow.
Do you know what? I like that. That's not so bad because, like, it's if it's taxing or testing, like it makes you search for the flavour or for the taste.
My God, yeah, it is, and it's doing exactly that.
What's the description?
Well, it contains water, barley, yeast, indie holder, malts, big malts. Oh, flip. 10.5%. Oh my God, what am I doing to myself tonight?
It says aromas of dark fruits and smooth caramel.
There's a sweetness, a slight sweetness in aroma. And you almost smell almost banana with it.
Right. Yeah, so it says, I'm not sure if it's Verdant's description or I'm looking at Hotbird's Black. Jet black with aromas of dark fruits and smooth caramel, a soft, sweet, silky mouthfeel leads to hints of burnt biscuits, raisin notes, and subtle coffee ending in a bitter dark chocolate finish. So
Well,
the banana
there's-
is raisin because they often go together.
There's two words I'd highlight out of that description: soft and subtle.
Okay.
And that's exactly it. There is this banana-y, malty, fruity thing going on, but my God, is it subtle? I'm impressed. And it's a danger beer. This does not taste like 10.5%. It's a fucking gorgeous beer. It's soft. It's subtle. Wow.
Breaking news, Lucy has a dressing gown on, ready to pass out after this 12.5%. Well, it's a hell of a way to go for the night. That did sound a really good... Do you know what? I was just going to say, I just Googled the first thing. I'm looking at Hotbird's Black, who I've actually been to down in South London, but I was looking at Don't Fear the Ferryman. I just scrolled down and I happened to see Left-Handed Giant, When the Moon Collapses, a 10.5% Stroopwafel Imperial Stout. And I love Stroopwafels. Have you seen Stroopwafels? The Dutch, wafer kind of biscuit with caramel in.
No, but if you say so.
And there's a couple of Stroopwafel stouts I want to see, but that's a big thing. But 12.5%, just drift away into the night. Just enjoy. Depends how quickly you've drunk it. Yeah, how quickly have you necked it? Are you just sitting and savouring it and just getting into your dressing gown for a nice relaxing Saturday night drifting away?
Saturday night with Rasko and Disco.
It's perfect Saturday night, isn't it, really? 12.5%.
Yeah, I agree.
Rasko and Disco.
Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. I agree with you. Yeah. So, group next, whatever.
Right.
What we're on.
Well, what were you going with out of Group F? Daya, Elusive, Thornbridge and Saltaire.
Oh, fuck.
I
Right.
think we're going to agree.
Daya is going to win. Daya is going to win it.
Yeah, probably.
Thornbridge probably should. Elusive will be the runner-up.
Okay, I'm going to go with... vote-wise, I'm going to vote Thornbridge. I will probably vote Elusive, even though their beers have been completely elusive to me, even though I could have picked them up.
Sized.
Ollie!
Ollie. Has he won that horrible caramel beer? Egg beer thing. Has he won it? Give it to him. Your review was amazing, mate.
No, that was the giveaway. I never see you won that giveaway. I don't even want it because I've heard such bad things about it. But good to see Ollie. Thank you for popping in. Have you seen Rasko? Ollie's latest venture is Tiramisu Tube.
No, not seen that one. I've not seen that one, though.
Well, it did come out on Thursday, which was April the 1st, so I'm not sure how that much is going to go down, but I've got a few tiramisu flavoured beers in the stash. Well, a couple. I've got to try, and I've had a couple as well. So I think that could be a thing, but it also could be an April Fool's thing. So,
Oh, fair enough. Lucy's saying I'm enjoying it slowly, but I've had a few hours before this. Ha ha. Oh, fair enough.
Disco,
Oh, and then she's saying
your Stroopwafel on top of your cup of tea or coffee. Let the steam make it gooey and beautiful. No, Lucy, I don't have the patience or the willpower for that kind of thing. I just munch up the Stroopwafel and drink the tea because it does much the same thing, but just much quicker.
and then Ollie is saying not worth the time. No, pint-sized, a legend beer reviewer who's on a show right now. Not with Craig. I just point that out. Not worth the time. Rather have a pint of egg whites. And Monochrome Craft, you joined us, brother. Good to see you.
Good evening. Good evening. I will try it, Lucy. I will try balancing my Stroopwafel over my cup of tea. But yeah, I would like to see that video, Ollie, of you drinking a pint of egg whites. That's a 10,000 view video if ever I'd seen one. A pint of egg whites. How many eggs
brother.
for a pint of egg whites, do you think? Rasko?
Well, how many? I'd say it'd take about 50.
I've got to go and buy some Stroopwafels now. Luckily, I can get Stroopwafels in my local Tesco, so.
You know what? We should make a video of that. I'll finance it. Yeah.
Have you never had a Stroopwafel, Rasko? Do you know what I mean? The Stroopwafels.
No.
So it's normally a circular disc. It's like about 3 inches, 4 inches wide, and it's Dutch. It's from Holland. So it's just like layers of like wafer with caramel. It's just nice. It's just absolute. They do mini ones. They do mini ones in Tesco's as well in a little white bag. It's worth it. Next time you're in your local Tesco's, mate, check out Stroopwafels.
I've seen Tesco in over a year.
It's just caramel, basically. Right, Rasko, bear me a second, right? Can you talk for a minute on a chosen subject?
Can I talk for a minute? Of course I can.
Go on, then. What's your chosen subject?
And you choose one.
Oh, okay. Pressure drop.
Too easy. All right, you want me to talk about pressure drop? Fine. Here you go. Pressure drop. Pressure drop. Why am I talking for a minute, by the way?
Actually, I tell you what, bear me a second, right? So we've gone with, let's go back a second. We're going with Group F, Daya, Elusive, Thornbridge and Saltaire, and we're going with Daya and Thornbridge, yeah? Group G, by the way, is Arbor, them with the big pint cans from Bristol, Pressure Drop, Wiper and True, also of Bristol, and Black Iris, who are, I think, from Nottingham kind of way.
Yeah.
So, in a minute, talk about that group, which also includes talking about Pressure Drop. So,
okay, Lucy's saying disco, mini strop, waffle, make those bastards into cereal. I agree. Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Pint size, by the way. Are you following the Brewery World Cup going on at the moment? That's what we're talking about. I want to hear your views, brother. Anyway, Disco just challenged me to talk for a minute. That's not a hard thing for the Rasko to do. So here we go. Go. So, by the way, I kicked his ass in just a minute. I know. I mean, I really kicked his ass. So here we go. I think Wiper and True are going to own it. What do you want else me to say? Wiper and True are the brewery that are going to own that group. I don't know how much percentage is going to win. There have been a few surprises in that group, but it is what it is. He wants me to talk about Pressure Drop. Pressure Drop are giants, but they're reluctant giants. They don't want to expand. They just want to produce quality, and be pioneers in their own right. So there you go. Whenever you see a social media release, it always involves this is horrible. I can't remember her name, but this Australian lady. Fantastic, great presence. There you go.
Which Australian lady are you talking about, Rasko? How have you got,
girl.
American lady, Australian lady who works for Pressure Drop. I know who you mean.
Yeah.
And
I apologise for forgetting her name. No, sorry about that.
Actually, do you know what? Yeah. Lucy makes a great point. Mini Stroopwafels make those bastards into cereal. Yeah, I could bung some milk on some little mini. They'd have to be like, what are those little, not hula hoops, what are those, the small circles that are cereal, whatever they're called. They would, mini Stroopwafels. Yeah, I could get into that. Stroopwafel cereals, breakfast cereals with milk. That is Lucy, that's a banger. Just, I don't know, set up some social media, this Stroopwafel cereal company. Make it happen. That's a winner. That isn't at Cheerios. That's the one. Monochrome Craft. That's what I was thinking of.
Monochrome.
Yeah, Cheerio-sized Stroopwafels, or maybe slightly bigger. It's a £1 million idea. That is, Lucy. £1 million idea. I could definitely go for that. Right. So what did we? Moving on. What did we decide from Group G? Then Arbor, Pressure Drop, Wiper and True, and Black Iris.
I think it's going to be Wiper and True and Black Iris.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Not Pressure Drop.
Oh shit! Oh, hang on.
No, I've heard
it's going to be it's going to be Pressure Drop, Wiper and True, and Black Iris. But Black Iris might beat.
Okay, I think Black Iris are the underdogs of that group because they're less well known. I think less national coverage. They're more like Midlands. I've had a Black Iris beer, but only I had a Black Irish beer in Beer Dock in Crewe. It's a lovely kind of like blackcurrant saison, I think. But I think Arbor, Pressure Drop, and Wiper and True are the big guns there. And I think definitely Pressure Drop will get through. And I think it's down to Bristol Breweries. Probably Arbor might slightly win it, I think.
Here's a question, and if Ollie's still watching, I really, really need him to comment on this. How well known are Pressure Drop outside of the southeast of England?
Yeah, but Ollie's in Worthing, so he's definitely...
Yeah, but he's been doing this for a while. He's travelled around a bit. He might know.
Sure. I think, but this year is different because almost all breweries, especially all of the ones, have got much more well known because I imagine all of these breweries have got a web shop, so they're much more nationally well known this year than they were like a year ago. So I think, again, it's difficult. It's like I said to you the other day, it's difficult to know. That's a great question because it's difficult to know what is outside your bubble that you know about by watching social media.
Totally, yeah.
With the greatest respect, I'm more on social media because I've got the time. You're busy at work and shit. So I see a lot more of these, and I know the names of all of these breweries, even if I haven't had beers from them. So, but it depends. A lot of people who aren't on social media so much regularity maybe don't know some of the breweries.
Dude, I'm watching Craig. He's by himself at the moment. He looks like he's calling for people. Send him a message. Tell him we're available.
Oh, I think he's done. I think he's finished. Oh, no, there he is. He is on his own. I don't know. He's not put up a message or anything. Why do you want to go over and say hello?
yeah. Let's stop our show and end up on his show. Yeah,
well, let's just finish this last group then, and we'll think about that. Very soon. I'm going to go.
No, send a message now. Send a message now.
Okay.
Put us in the queue.
All right. Well, I'll do that. I'm with Group G. I'm going with Arbor and Pressure Drop. I think. Right.
Yeah.
Group H. Think about
Right.
Group H whilst I send this message. Group H, the last group: Donzoko, Fine Ales, Kirkstall, and Duration.
Craig's gone. No, he's taking the pause, and Lucy's left us.
Lucy's off to give Craig some love, I think.
Oh, heartbreaking.
No, he's still there. Oh no, maybe I'm a little bit behind.
No,
No,
Craig's just.
He's on a break. He's on a break.
He's on a break. He's on a break. He needs to get Rasko and Disco on it. That's what he needs. Lucy, if you're still there, get Craig.
All I'm saying, Rasko, is the week that we were on him, we on his show, he still got the highest numbers. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Lucy, I can see you over there. Right, yeah. So go on, check me out. Talk to him about that last group.
What name the group again? Sorry,
Donzoko, Fine Ales, Kirkstall, and Duration. The only one I don't know well, I've heard of but don't know, is Kirkstall out of that group.
Well, I think it's good. Well, just by my knowledge of hearing of breweries, I'm going to have to go Donzoko and Fine Ales. I think Donzoko will take the group. But, I could be completely wrong. What amazed me when we did this 2 weeks ago is there's still a lot I don't know about there, but you, sir, have got a lot better brewery knowledge of me. So what do you think?
Well, I think I know. I'm aware of. Like I was saying, I'm on social media far too fucking much, so I'm aware of a lot more breweries. So I think probably I say Kirkstall are the underdogs only because I don't know them that well. Donzoko are coming. They've got some good media feedback recently about they got a good Vienna lager that I want to check out. Duration. I know Fine Ales have probably got the most well-known beer out of that, Jarl. They did a good April Fool's one on Thursday where they're talking about their ale's called Jarl. It's like a pale ale, but it's spelled Jarl. But apparently it's pronounced Jarl. So they said they were going to actually change it to Yarl. I don't know whether... I think that's probably the most well-known beer out of that lot is Jarl. So I think they will probably win, and it's probably down to Donzoko or Duration. I think Donzoko have got the bigger kind of media presence at the moment. Maybe a lot more people have been shouting about them. So I would say Fine Ales and Donzoko probably.
Yeah, we're in agreement.
Just realised I forgot to check. Vocation didn't get through. There's no Vocation on that list. We know, of course, Cloudwater got knocked out, and the people who knocked out Cloudwater got knocked out as well. So, but there's no Vocation. I can't remember who Vocation got knocked out to. Lucy's just asked. Lucy's just said to Craig, Rasko and Disco want to crash the party, but Craig, I think he's gone for a piss break or a rest or whatever. So all the comments are scrolling through, but Craig's not actually there at the moment.
Fantastic.
Right, Rasko,
is there another group?
I've got 2 beers lined up to do next, so because there's nobody else. What do you want me to do next? Right, I've got this one from the Park Brewery that I've had in a while. It's a espresso porter.
Yeah.
I've got, and you're going to hate me. Well, not hate me. You're going to groan at this. I did it during the week because I got them in, but I've got another OK Millionaire from Wild Beer to do. Which one do you want to hear about the most?
Give me your opinion on the Billionaire.
Right, so the Millionaire, right? We all know I love Millionaire. It was my brewery of the year before last, right? So I'm not sure what they've done. Like Craig yesterday called it barrel aged, and it's not barrel aged, it's oak aged. So now what I think they've done is brew it on oak chips in the ferment. I think. Do you remember back end of last year? Slightly knobhead pour in a small glass. Do you remember the Brew by Numbers that beer that Matt from Bimber did? The Bimber barrel aged stout that Brew by Numbers did, and I've got two in the cupboard. The original one they did wasn't barrel aged. They got a barrel aged version at the moment, but they got a Bimber barrel, a whiskey barrel, broke it up into chips and put that in the mix, so it tasted kind of whiskey. They've now got a barrel aged version of it. So I think the original Bimber one, I think that's what Wild Beer have done. So they've got an oak barrel. They haven't put the beer in the barrel. They've just put the chips in the beer on the ferment. So it's got this kind of vanilla oakiness to it. And it actually says on the can, is the standard Millionaire with vanilla.
Craig's back.
Hey?
Craig is back.
Craig is back, yeah, he's just popped back in. So I think he's going to go through the comments. Let's see what he says. Oh no,
he's already got someone.
Somebody else is on, so I think that's us. But he's not seen the comments yet, I don't think so. But if he says come on, we can always just decamp over there. There's YouTube. I think it's another American. But yeah, so basically this is Millionaire in a 440 can, which is, extra 110 mil of Millionaire, because it's normally in 330. So it's just it's Millionaire. Millionaire. It's always. I love any version of Millionaire.
You've tried it on cask, right?
Yeah.
What do you prefer?
Cask. So I've had it on cask, keg, bottles, and cans, right? And the reason I made it, the year before last, I made it beer of the year, and I said this at the time, the best thing about Millionaire is its consistency of quality regardless of dispense. So it tastes, give or take, marginally, it tastes much the same, or it did then, I don't know about now, I haven't had it in a bottle for, over bottle, can, cask and keg, the tastes and flavours are much the same. So it's the consistency of quality and the consistency of flavours is why I gave it beer of the year before last. So last year it was different because I couldn't have had it on cask and keg, although I had it on bottle and can quite a lot. But this, the consistency of quality of Millionaire is still the same. And it's a quality that I've not seen. There's been a lot of other salty caramel milk stouts about in the last year. It's been the next kind of stout flavour.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Hold on.
If they want to link, so I'm a little bit behind. Yeah, I'm like 8 minutes behind on the old comments. So people sound like nice. People saying low.
Yeah. So this is Millionaire. It's got a slight more vanilla, slight more oakiness.
I just saw the comment. I've got Craig. Yeah, I saw him saying.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, right. So we'll come back to.
Can you hear me?
So we were back on his own again, right? Monocone Craft has just made a good point. Cloudwater not being in this anymore is kind of ridiculous. Just looked over the groups, and I get it's a bit of fun. No, well, Cloudwater. To be fair, they did get mugged off. To be fair, we said this a couple of weeks ago on the show. They got done by, I think it was Blackjack, which is another Manchester brewery, and somehow it's one of these things where you put stuff on social media and somebody will always pop up and try and fuck it up, right? And Blackjack Brewery rounded a load of fans and just kind of mugged off Cloudwater in the vote. They just got more people to vote for Blackjack, and there's a little bit of a sort of Manchester rivalry thing going on. There was a thing on Twitter where they said vote for them. So yeah, Cloudwater did get mugged off, but that is kind of how these things work. There's no rhyme or reason for why people should vote for it. So that's how they got done.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a bit of a social media. Oh yeah, guess whose media department is bigger than whose? If I'm honest, I really respect this whole competition. It's fun. It's really good fun. I enjoy talking about it. I'm a little surprised Cloudwater aren't there.
Yeah. I think it was the big surprise 2 weeks ago where they got done by Blackjack. And yet no surprise because that's just how these kind of random things work. So Lucy's over on Craig, getting him to send the link. So Craig might be sending us a link. And we might decamp. Monaco Craft, you on YouTube? If you can, we might be sort of decamping over to YouTube to have a chat with Craig from Kent Beer Reviews.
Have we finished the groups yet?
Yeah, so that was the last group. Donzo, Fine Ales, Kirkstall, Duration was the last group. So yeah, so that's happening. Well, it's happening now, and then the round of 16 begins on the 12th, 14th of April. The twos that go through. It is an interesting one. It's like I wouldn't normally get involved in this too much, but it has sort of. We saw it last year, and it kind of captured the interest. It's just I would like to know how they choose and how they decide, because the guy who runs it, again, it's either Craig or Matt, and he said there's a lot of breweries he's missed out because 2,500 microbreweries in this country. He can't call in because it would be insane. So he had to pick ones that he knew of or people suggested to him. Like we said, like Perivale being in the mix was amazing. For a brewery that is micro, only gets out of the borough of Ealing, doesn't have national coverage to even get in the group stages. I mean, like Mike from there said, that was amazing. Just to even be in the group. I think they were up against like Weird Beard, which is just down the road. So
I'm gonna have to say about Kronks, who were in the very early stages, and they only got 6% of the vote. Yeah, Kronks do tend to make it outside of Croydon a bit, but there you go. I have YouTube. I'm sure I can find you if you do it. Says Monaco and Craft. Yes. It's about Kent Beer Reviews. Where's Craig at? I want to see his lovely face. Says Lucy on. I'm reading out Craig's comments now.
I know, yeah.
Craig, man, just put us on. Put us on. We are ready to go, brother. We're going to close down our show.
Yeah, I'll try not. Hello. Yeah, Monaco Craft, it's over on YouTube, Kent Beer Reviews. I don't know if we're going to go. If you send us the link, we'll go and say hello. We did it like a month ago, and it was chaos, but he's just there himself.
I've got to admit, I'm a bit pissed. Yes.
Have you got, the thing is, Rasko, are you going to do it on your phone? Your phone?
Oh, God. No, I bet I should get my laptop, yeah.
Well, you might have time. If he sends, he'll send the link on Instagram like he did last time. So I don't know if he wants to. I don't know. I don't even know if he wants to.
He's got another American on there. He doesn't want us.
Yeah,
That's
all right. Monaco Craft, what are you drinking? If you're drinking anything, what have you got on at the moment, sir?
Well,
we're not even going to read that comment out, Monaco Craft, by the way.
yeah, we don't talk about that, guy.
We will have that. We could have that discussion in private chat, by the way. So, because when this goes live later, the comments don't come up. So, yeah, we have. Me and Rasko have slightly different thoughts on that Monaco Craft, and we will happily tell you about them separately. But yeah, no, that will not be a stream we will be entering on. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Right, I'm going to get my reserve beer then. And by the way, we have now breached our show limit that we set this week. We are now at 1 hour 36.
That's all right. That's a good amount.
So, I think we've done a great show. We've done what we've done. If Craig sends us a link, he sends us a link. Maybe we should stay in contact.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Okay.
See if he stays.
Have you remembered what the other thing that you wanted to discuss was, Rasko?
I did. I mentioned it.
Oh, you did?
It was Craig Kemp beer reviews. Always bigging us up every week on a Friday. So I really appreciate that. I thank him. He's got his eye on the other side of the pond tonight. That's fine. That's cool. Fair play to him. Monaco and Craft Dare Glue picked up from Freshfields. Oh, mate, I had some Dare tonight. Yes. Oh. Yes, from Freshfields. I gotta love Freshfields. And yes, so I think we are done, mate.
Yes. Okay. All right, mate. No worries.
We can keep talking. I just want to, purpose of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, in a nice little box. Well, no, I was just going to say, Monaco, thank you for dropping in. Tell us what you're drinking. Thanks for the comments. Superb. Thanks to Lucy. Thanks to everybody else for popping in with the comments. It's always a fun Saturday night when people drop in and tell us what they're drinking and all good stuff. Words on love. We may or may not go over live onto YouTube for beer reviews. If you send us a thing, we'll do it. I mean, I'm. It's only 11:30. It's not that late, We shall see what happens.
It is for me. If he gives you a link and I'm passed out, you just go. Don't worry, brother.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. Beers to do yet, so. All right, let's go. Put this up. Do you know? Can you remember the episode number? I think we're on episode 36. I think.
Ah, yes. Here's another thing I forgot to mention.
Joe, stop press. Go on.
We are downloading these episodes and putting them on YouTube. So if you missed them, watch them on YouTube.
Yes. What I will do, I was thinking, Rasko, just off the top of my head, I'm going to message Mad Yank and say, just checking they don't mind if we can put their episode on, both their episodes on. I'm just going to say, we're going to do it, it'll be okay.
We can't.
Why?
I'll talk to you, about it off screen.
All right, brother, no worries. But yeah, all the other ones, we just we'll put them up eventually. See, this one can go up, can it? Like tomorrow.
Yes.
If you're watching us on YouTube, having come from the Instagram stream that this is, thank you very much. Leave us a message, a comment, say hello, tell us what you're drinking.
Believe enough.
Toulouse control. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.